Well, if that wasn't enough, there was this exchange with Congressman Michael Cloud when Congressman Cloud asked Mayorkas about finishing the wall.
This is basic constitutional, but as the Article 1 branch, our job is to make the law. Your job is to execute the law. Is that correct?
Oh, most certainly. And as a matter of fact, I've been very proud
and yet you canceled contracts for construction of the border wall. Is that true? You've canceled contracts for building the border wall?
I can assure you that we will comply with all our legal obligations.
Right now, we're paying for border wall to be stored instead of built. Is that correct?
We are, I have approved, as I testified earlier,
is that correct?
Approximately
yes or no?
129 gates and gaps. And so that project.
Yes
that
or
work
no?
is
Are we paying for border wall to be stored?
We are indeed.
Instead of built. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's bring in the man who was just asking those questions, Texas Congressman Michael Cloud. Congressman, I mean, you basically made it very clear. Here's what the Constitution says your responsibilities are. Are you fulfilling those? I don't feel like he really answered that question fully. What did you think?
No, not at all. And so much of the thing is, you've heard it said, you know, I can't hear what you're saying because your actions speak so much louder. And he comes to these meetings, says he cares about Customs and Border Patrol agents, but you talk to the Customs and Border Patrol agents, they don't feel like he does. We've seen them falsely attack the ones who were accused of whipping people when they were just doing their jobs. He doesn't provide them the cover, the resources, anything that they need to do their job. When it comes to what Congress has already paid for infrastructure to be built, including the wall at the border, the technology, the roads that go with it, instead of actually doing what Congress has given him to do, which he's supposed to execute the laws that Congress passes. Instead, we're paying using taxpayer funded to store these wall units. Texas tried to buy them and build it, and they stopped that as well.
I mean, that's what I thought was odd, right? He's saying we're going to store these things, and you're going to end up having to pay to store things that should be built to protect our border. I mean, you're basically admitting that you don't have an interest in protecting the border when you're doing everything not to secure the border, because you're giving the tools to them, right? These are the tools to secure the border. And they're saying instead of actually implementing them, we're going to go put them in self-storage, like a unit somewhere.
Yeah, and then Biden's budget comes, and it comes out, and he's defending this, and Biden's budget says, hey, we're going to rescind some of that money that was set aside to build the wall, and we're going to put it to other priorities. And, you know, the thing that I asked him, and it's a question I asked last year when this funding bill came up, is, you know, in our mindset, we're going, hey, we're more than willing to appropriate the funds necessary to secure our border, but we write the check thinking border security, and the administration gets the check and says, oh, more money for human trafficking. And it just aids and abets the cartels and the nefarious action that they have really against the communities in Central and South America, against the migrants that are in their hands, and the relationship that they continue putting many of these people into some sort of form of slavery after they get to the United States. It's horrific.
Real quick, you know, it's funny. Biden keeps tweeting out that Republicans actually want to defund the Border Patrol. Do you think that did anyone ask him about that today?
You know, I thought of doing that, but, you know, the more Biden tweets that kind of thing out, people at home are not buying it at all. They know where we stand specifically. He talked about the House Freedom Caucus being, you know, out there wanting to not secure the border. We've been begging, pleading, legislating, doing everything we can to make sure that we secure this border. And everybody knows that this problem got massively worse and exacerbated under Biden. You know, nobody was coming across the border wearing Trump T-shirts. You know, they were wearing Biden T-shirts.
Yeah, I do want to switch gears real quick, because Biden today said that he's not going to invite Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House in response to everything that's going on over in Israel and these reforms that he want to institute. What do you think that says about our relationship with Israel? And I mean, you know, Biden's, think about this. He's met with anti-democratic regimes from the Congo, Liberia, Nigeria. I mean, I feel like we're not taking care of our enemies. I'm sorry, but I only got 30 seconds left. What do you think of that response?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. We've seen a lot of areas that used to be bipartisan, the border being one of them, that suddenly are not becoming that way. And when it comes to the support of Israel, unfortunately, we see that trend. You know, there's still some bipartisan support, but this has been diminishing of people who understand that how important that ally is in that region. It's military, economic, strategic partnership that we've got to keep a priority.
Real quick, have you gotten calls in your office about this yet?
About Israel? I've been in committee hearings all day, so I'm about to touch base with my staff, so I'll let you know.
Okay. I got to imagine that the Jewish community is going to be in uproar.
Yeah.
Anyway, Congressman Cloud,
Yes.
I appreciate you being here on the update on the border. Thank you so much.
All right. God bless you.